Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. My name is Tom and this is Tom's Toys 95. Welcome back to another video, and today I'm in the sunny Wales, which is quite surprising considering it's usually raining here, and I've come to visit some family and friends. And whilst I'm here, we stopped off in Carmarthen on the way, and there's a nice little town there, little castle town. There's a castle at the top, castle ruins. Wasn't really too spectacular, but still nice to see. And along the high street was a load of charity shops, CEX, and there was also a cash generator as well. So plenty to go through. My girlfriend's also a big reader and she loves books, and there's loads of little cute bookshops, independent as well as the works, and Waterstones and stuff. So plenty for both of us to go and enjoy. So we spent a good 2.5 hours there, and I picked up some really cool stuff. Now also on the way to here, so I'm from the Midlands, on the way we stopped off in Hereford as well. Went to the Beefy Boys, which is a really nice burger place, so definitely check that out if you're in the Hereford area or around there. But yeah, so we stopped off in Hereford as well, and also made a little CEX trip and an Entertainer trip. So there's a few things to go through, so I'll tell you where I got what from as I go through the bag. So when we visited the shops in Carmarthen, I did get some good footage, so I'll play that for you now, and then I'll come back and we'll go through the pickups. So the first charity shop that I went into was the YMCA in Carmarthen. Now straight away on the left there's a bit of random bric-a-brac. There's a basket there with a few plushies in, but I noticed the books and media straight away. Had a quick look through the DVDs and I noticed there was a Nintendo Wii game, so I just picked that out, and it wasn't very good. It was Big Brain Academy and it was £2 or £3, which is a bit overpriced, so I was hoping this wasn't setting the precedent for the rest of the games here. This promotional Xbox magazine disc was pretty cool, all the way from 2006. Now there was a lot of sports titles here, but we did find a couple, so Wheelman and Mel B, Operation Flashpoint, a few exceptions, and quite a lot of PC games. Now this Wheelman, despite the sticker being 5 for £5, £1.49, they priced it at £2, which is about fair. Then moving on up here, we've got a load of sports titles, a few like old FIFAs, a few like newer FIFAs but still pretty old. We've got a few PES games here, so PES 2017 is pretty cool. I have this one in my collection, but I am missing PES 18, so I'm happy to find that in this bundle. So we've also got a nice slipcover of PES 2016, and PES 2016 actually had two releases, so there's like a Euro 2016 and the standard 2016, and they had both in here. Time Crisis 4 is another game that I did have in my collection, but for some reason it's not, so I might pick that up as well. And then there's the Euro 2016 one, Gareth Bale on the front, quite an iconic Euros, that one. Nice and complete, and all of these sports games, despite being sports games, are in really good condition. Now we've got a lot of PS2 sports games. There are some classics in here. I didn't pick any up, but things like this 2002 World Cup I kind of regret not getting, actually, like what an era that was. So following on from the YMCA, we go into Cash Generator, and there's quite a lot of cool retro items. There is just a massive amount of consoles and cool stuff in this store. So we start off there, we got the Game Boy, we got the Switch Lite, there's a few PS4 games, there's a really cool Switch Lite bundle here, which, to be fair, for the price, if you sold those games individually, probably make a bit of money. But I don't have loads of money in the bank to sort of buy that and flip it at the moment, so I was just looking for sort of cheaper purchases. And I've not seen this before in a Cash Generator, but so many graded cards. Shout out to Connor, that's his favourite Pokemon there, Articuno, who we've been opening some Pokemon cards up on the channel, so do check those out if you enjoy Pokemon cards. But there's a lot of graded stuff here, and some Yu-Gi-Oh as well. I've not really seen these in Cash Generator before, and I did speak to the guy and just mention it, and he said, well, they kind of, you know, take in anything, so yeah, pretty unique to this store, I guess. And he also said, as they see one or two things like that in the shop, other people will trade theirs in, so I suppose it just takes one person to sell a trading card to the store, and then other people will say, oh, I've got some at home, I can bring those in. Up here we've got a GameCube with a bunch of games, and then we've got another Oculus or Quest, and we've got a bunch of NES games in here. Now I don't know enough about the NES to know if these are good deals or not. They've got the links down there as well. And then here's all the video games, so there's a load of PS5 and PS4 stuff. Now the prices wasn't great, but I was really pleased to see a Vita section as well. And there's a load of PS4 stuff. Now I didn't check every single game individually, I was looking for kind of the games I either wanted to play or some of the sort of rarer titles, but the prices when I picked them out wasn't too great. There's a load of Switch games as well, and this Mario game had a steelbook, but that was £40, and I do already have that in the collection. And a lot more Wii, Wii U, PS3, There's just a hell of a lot of games in here, which in my local cash converters there's just nothing. Then after that we moved on to CEX, and a great big CEX store to be fair, and a lot of cool items as well. There's a few good things in the window, a lot of nice boxed and expensive stuff. Got a ruler rose up there, which are becoming more common because there was a load found in Italy in a big factory, weren't there? So a lot of sealed ones and open ones floating around at the moment. That Zumba Fitness is funny box through the peripheral, only £1.50. And then we move on to the PS4 section and the PS5. So I like to look for steelbooks or anything that I either fancy playing or comes with some bonus items and stuff like that that are quite cheap, like might come with like a slipcover. Then we got the Vita, which I'm collecting for. There was a game there I was hoping I needed, but I do unfortunately already have it on my checklist, so left that. So I'm going to end the footage here, and I'll end it on the PS3 section, which is my favourite console to collect for, and I was pleased to find a couple of games for the collection, and the pickups are coming right up. So the best bag I could find was this pink Be Kind bag, so do excuse that. However, it is full, so there's some good stuff to go through. Now I'm going to go through in no particular order, so I'm just going to go from top to bottom. So the first one was a Poe, which I picked up from Carmarthen, and this was a charity shop, and it was just 50p. It was cash only unless it was over a certain card amount, so this was 50p cash. It's from 1996, probably won't go for much, it would certainly sell more if it was a full set of 4, but this was my favourite character growing up, so a little bit of nostalgia, and 50p I reckon I could easily get £5 to £10 for that. Then we also had a charity shop visit while we were in Carmarthen, so I believe this might have been from the YMCA, yes it is, there's a tag on there. So these were £1 each. Now I'm not too sure what this tie is, but I believe it's something to do with the Royal Navy. So this one says Centaur on the tie, and it's got the logo there. I don't know how well you can see that on camera. It's a nice sort of, I want to say sewn-on badge, but it's like sequins. But I looked this up, I did a Google Lens search, and someone had one listed on eBay for around about £13 to £14, so for £1, definitely worth a pickup. While we're on the topic of ties, I did pick up one more, and there's this really cool vintage Disney store Dalmatian or 101 Dalmatian tie. Now this is a silk tie made in Italy, and it is from Tie Rack, and it is Disney 101 Dalmatians. So I reckon that could easily be worth £10 to £12. I've sold a Goofy or a like Mickey Mouse one in the past, and I've actually sold another Dalmatians one that was black and white covered in Dalmatians, and that went for around about 12 to 15, so these might have gone up or down since then, but I reckon comfortably at least £10 to £12 for that one. So we went to the Entertainer as well. So the Entertainer was in Hereford, so I recently, around Christmas time, picked up a massive Bakugan toy bundle as they were all in the clearance and in the sale in the Entertainer, 75% off, so I picked up loads of them dirt cheap, and I've slowly started listing them. And I remember I picked up a bunch of these Special Attack Bakugans, and I looked on my spreadsheet and I think I had 4 or 6 of them, and I looked through the names of them, and these are the names that I don't have on the list. So I picked up Aventry. We've then got this cool Street Brawl only at Target. Obviously there's not a Target in the UK, so this must be like some sort of imported one. And that one is Trox. And then we've got another one here which is Dragonoid. So these are £2.50 each. I've got a bundle of these on eBay, and I'm aiming for around about £6 to £8 for each figure. So if I can just add those to the bundle, hopefully I'll have it sell. While we're in the Entertainer, there's a second series of these little Kirby toys. Now me and my girlfriend, we don't collect them as in we're going for the whole set, but any of the cute ones that she likes we've been going for. So we picked up a few from the first series, and this is the second one. So we got the open mouth Kirby. I haven't decided if I'm going to open these or not yet. There is one that's open, so I'll show you that. This one I picked up for myself. Got a little hat backwards, as you can see here. I like my hats. And the last one, which my girlfriend opened straight away, was this Fat Kirby. And these are only £5 each, not too bad. And it's like a hard plastic toy. In fact, let's get it open. So pretty cool little Kirby toy there. But yeah, you can just sit him on the end. And the last thing that I picked up from the Entertainer store were these little succulent cactus, like fake Lego building things. So me and my girlfriend thought we'd build these at some point. I do like my cactuses and stuff, so those are pretty cool. Those are £3 each. And then moving on, we've got some CEX pickups, which were the last of the Hereford pickups, and the rest were all from Carmarthen. So Up first we've got 5 games across 4 different systems, and the first one is on the PSP, and this is from my own collection, and this is Pursuit Force Extreme Justice. So this cost just £2.50. I remember playing this at a friend's house, and I have played it on the PS5 since it's been added to the game catalogue on the PS Plus. So all nice and complete there, £2.50, really great game. So I think you work for the police and you're chasing down criminals, and you have to like jump car to car and have some like hand-to-hand combat while you're on the car or the aeroplane or whatever it might be. So there's like helicopters and cool stuff in here, hover boats and random stuff. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. Pretty cool game, and it does have trophies on the PS5 version as well. So the next game is for my VR collection, and that is Star Trek Bridge Crew. Now this was just £4, and I don't think I have this in my collection. If I do, I can sell it on eBay for around about £6 or £7 and get my money back, but I'm pretty sure I need this one. This one is also for the PS3 collection, which we're growing, so there's about 105 titles left to go before I have a full set, and this is Risen 3 Titan Lords first edition. So I have Risen 2 but not Risen 3, so this is another one to add to the collection, nice and complete. Comes with the manual as well, so, and it's even got the DLC code in the back, which is cool, so that makes it all nice and complete, and that was £8. And the next game, which I believe is the last Madden title that I need, and that is Madden 16, so that is like the Madden subset complete now. That was £3. This was pretty cool, so I already have the steelbook, but I don't have the slipcover, so I'll be keeping the slipcover, selling the game in steelbook as it's already in my collection. But this is only a £5, and this is Call of Duty World War II. But this is the Pro Edition with the steelbook. Now it doesn't come, I don't think, with all of the bonus stuff, no, so there should be some like DLC or soundtracks. It's missing some things, which is a bit of a shame, but even the steelbook on its own on eBay I could get around £10 to £12 for, and the game as well, so that's like a £5, so I think between the two I'll get about £15 for that, and then I get to keep the slipcover for myself. So that concludes all of the Hereford stuff, and obviously we've got a little bit of the Carmarthen charity shop stuff in there. And then moving on now, we've got the rest of the charity shop pickups, which are awesome. So I've seen people on Facebook and stuff, like on gaming groups and collecting groups, be like, oh, I found this for just £1 and it's worth this, and it almost seems too good to be true, but I actually had a really bit of good luck and good fortune in this charity shop. So I went in there, and someone had traded in a load of sports titles across the Xbox, PS2, PS3, and most of them, as you know, are absolutely worthless, but there are a few exceptions where there's some really rare and exciting titles to look out for. So I picked up a lot of ones that I either need or I'm going to resell because the prices were too good. So we'll start off, in fact I'm going to keep the best one to last, so don't look what that one is. But I'm going to start off as we mean to go on. So the first one that's not a sports title, £2, is Vin Diesel's Wheelman. I do already have this in the collection. It's only worth about £5 or £6 on eBay, so not really worth selling. However, it did come with this map. Now I've never seen the map before, so I don't think I have the map in my collection, so I'm going to upgrade my collection with the map. But this is just a cool in-game map from Wheelman, so if anyone is collecting for PS3 and you don't have the map, make sure you look out for it, because it does come in some of them. So obviously a lot of people would have kept these and put them on their wall and whatever else, so make sure you keep an eye out for that to complete your game. I can never put maps of that together. The next one is PES 2016. I already have this and I already have the slipcover, so I'll probably be passing this one, but this was just £1. Now on the PS4 it's only worth £2 or £3. I think the PS3 is worth a little bit more, as it was a later title, so I could probably get about £5 to £6 for this one. That's all nice and complete as well. Ow! The next one is PES 2016, and this is the UEFA Euro 2016 version. Again, I already have this one in my collection, but just £1. I figured I could sell the two together and get a bit more money. So that one goes for, again, around £4 to £5, so I could probably get about £8 to £10 for the pair. Up next then we got FIFA 17. It's not the latest one. There's FIFA 17, 18 and 19. So 19 is obviously the most expensive. FIFA 18 is worth about £20 and FIFA 17 is worth between £5 and £10, and this was just £1 as well, and that is also nice and complete. So whoever traded these in has barely played them. No marks on the disc. The cases feel like they've just been took out the wrapper, so really nice condition copies. I believe I have this one in my collection, and that is PES 2017, but this is another one that's quite valuable, so this goes for around about £10, and this was a later PES title on the PS3, so that was £1. So I'll probably be passing that on for about £10. The next one I do need for my collection. I was really happy to see this one because this is quite an expensive one, but also there's a bonus item inside which I didn't realise until I got home. So this one is the premium edition, exclusive content inside, PES 2018, Suarez on the front, just £1. This goes for around about 15 to 20 quid. And this also comes with a sealed pack of Match Attacks, which includes an exclusive limited edition card. So that is pretty cool. Now I don't know whether I'll open that because it does say there are 3 limited edition cards in there. So it's not just 1, it's 3. So I may open that one up, I don't know yet. If the pack came with the game, then I may keep it sealed just for like collector purposes, but I love my trading cards, so I might have to crack that open and see what's inside. Now the next game is also not a sports game, and that is Time Crisis 4 on the PS3. So this is one that I actually don't have in my collection. I thought I did, I could have sworn I had it, and maybe I did and I just accidentally sold it, or I lost it somewhere and misplaced it. But this one is one on my need list, and this was just £1, so happy to find that, and that is also nice and complete. So the next game is like a once in a lifetime find. It's not like an amazing amount of profit. However, I've never seen this in the wild before, and I don't think you will either for a very long time. And that is FIFA 19 on the PS3. So I couldn't believe when I found this in the charity shop, just sat there. You see it on the PS4 and the Xbox, and it's absolutely worthless. It's worth about 50p or a pound. But this one on the PS3 was the last ever sports game, or the last ever FIFA title on the PS3, and therefore it goes for a big chunk of change. And this one goes for around 30 to 35 pound in really good condition. There's also 2 cover variants. So we've got Ronaldo, and then there's also another cover which has Neymar, Dybala, and I can't remember the other player, maybe Griezmann or someone. But there's 3 players on the front. So look out for the 2 variants. I have both in my collection, so this will be for sale. But this was just £1, £1, and this goes around 30 to 35. So very happy to find that one. So that kind of concludes the charity shop pickups there. So I'm going to be able to keep a few of those and still make a hell of a lot of profit. So really pleased to find those for just £1. Now the next one was actually from the charity shop as well, and this is, I picked up the whole stack, and I think she charged me £9.50 for the lot, and she charged me 50p for this. I don't know what the value is, I couldn't find it on eBay, but this is an Xbox original demo disc, and it's from the magazine issue 54, April 2006, and that's all complete as well. So I might pass that one on eBay. Only go as a large letter, so it'll be nice and cheap to post, so I might be able to get £3 or £4 for that. So that concludes all of those. We've got 2 more shops left to go. So what I didn't mention was I also popped into, I think it was it B&M or Home Bargains? I think it was B&M, and I had some Pokemon stuff. So I'll go through those now actually. So I went in and they'd fully restocked their Pokemon section. There was no real like Journey Together stuff or the new stuff, but they did have a lot of the older Pokemon cards. Now I could have spent a fortune. They had all the booster boxes and all the play mats and stuff, and all the like EX boxes and the promotional stuff, but I just picked out a few cheaper things as I didn't want to spend all my money. I may open these up, I may keep them sealed for the collection, I don't know yet, but I am starting to get into Pokemon cards, so I might open these up. So the first one is a Temporal Forces promo pack. So this comes with Bax Caliber and a coin. And the other one is Togekiss, and that is also a Temporal Forces one as well. So these were $5.99 each, so you get 1 pack and then 3 individual cards, and one of them is the promo. And then these are just individual packs, but I picked up 1 of each design, and I think I may keep these sealed, I don't know yet, but these were £4.30 each. And we've got the, so there's 4 ones to look out for. I managed to get 3 of them, so there's 3 there. I don't know the names of the Pokemon, I'm not that clued upon them yet. But those were all £4.30, so yeah, I haven't decided if I'm going to keep them sealed, sell them on, or keep them for the collection yet, but I'm thinking of ripping them. The next one was I say gift for a friend. He transferred me the money, so he did pay for it, but I found it and I knew he'd want it instantly. And my friend Connor, who had been opening up the Pokemon cards together on the channel, his favourite Pokemon is Articuno, and I managed to find a sort of, I think it's a promo card from, yeah it is, it's a promo card from the 2000 movie. And it got graded an 8 by Get Graded, and this is a really nice slabbed graded card there, and it was $19.99, which he was happy to pay for, and it's an original card, as I said, from the 2000 movie, really good condition, and I'm sure he'll be happy to add that to his collection, so I'm glad that I managed to find that for him. And we're down to the last 2 pickups, nothing too exciting, but they are for the PS3 collection. And these ones specifically are from CEX in Carmarthen. And we've got Dragon Crown, which I thought I needed, and it turns out I don't. So I may be able to flip this on eBay. As it's a £20 game, I'm sure on eBay this will be going for 25, 30. You could tend to find the more expensive games at CEX tend to sell for a little bit more. So this one here is £20, and that also comes with the manual as well. And the last one I was very, very happy to find for my own collection, as this is I think the cheapest one on eBay at the moment is £28.99. It's about a £30 game, and CEX sell it for just £12, but finding it for £12 is very difficult, and I finally found one. So this is Tower of Guns Special Edition on the PS3, and it was just 12 quid as mentioned. It's got the manual inside. I don't know what's special about it, there's no DLC or anything, but either way it must come with some sort of bonus stuff. It says endless replay value, ridiculous power-ups and crazy guns. I'll have to check it out, but yeah, that looks pretty cool. And that is everything. So here's all my receipts, there's nothing else in there. So that concludes all the pickups. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for checking it out, and if you are new to the channel, please like the video, please consider subscribing. Leave a comment down below what your favourite game is or favourite pickup from the video is, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.